All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Sports. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter. Locally owned and operated since 1972.
I'm Marcy Ansley, Executive Director at Lexington Hearing and Speech Center. We've grown into a statewide organization to help children and adults with communication disorders, both hearing and speech. Traditional Bank has been part of our team since we were in the little buildings over on Ashland. We wouldn't be in this building today if it wasn't for their support. I think what makes our banking experience unique is outstanding customer service that we get. They have become part of our family. They have become part of our finance team. Traditional Bank is passionate about what they do.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Sports. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter. Locally owned and operated since 1972.
Game number 6 of what will be 8. Here at Bryan Station High School, the team you see to your left in the white jerseys, that's Northern Pulaski, or North Pulaski, nicknamed the Maroons. They will be receiving the kickoff. Crosby in the red, white, and blue to your right, out of Louisville. Will Glass will kick it off for Crosby. It's fielded at the midfield stripe by number 9.
He might run him back here.
And he's down at about the 26-yard line. Caleb Adams, who's listed as the starting quarterback for the Maroons. Tackled by number 57, Harrison Tays. So it's 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line for the Maroons of North Pulaski. So first down for the Maroons. They turn, they give it off to the deep man. And he gets out to the left side. We have a flag behind the play. It's coming back. Touchdown Ethan Ware for North Pulaski. But it'll come back on a hold. And the play, the hold happened here on the near side and had absolutely nothing to do with the run. So 1st and 10 it'll be about 1st and 20 for Northern Pulaski. So they move it back to the 38-yard line.
Andy Crosby, a 38-yard line, where Northern will take over 1st and 20.
1st and 20 for Northern Pulaski. So Crosby got here. Let's first give you Northern Pulaski. They got here via a first-round bye. Or actually, they played in the first round. Whitley County won 50-0. They give it off again to Ware. This time he straightened up at about the 32-yard line.
He's brought down by a host of Crosby defenders led by number 24, Will Glass.
Will Glass leading the Crosby defenders on the tackle.
Well, welcome everybody to the semifinal game here. We already know one 7th grade team that's in the championship game tomorrow.
That is Bowling Green. 8-0 victors over Cal in a game that got really penalty ugly in the 4th quarter for both teams.
Hey, listen, we want to give thanks to White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics. They are our title sponsor here on the network, and make sure that you use that hashtag if you want to tweet to us. Hashtag on our scoreboard there, and that'll allow our title sponsor to let them know that you guys are able to see today's game thanks to their sponsorship.
Well, Northern Pulaski, as I mentioned, winning in their first-round game against Whitley County by a final score of 50-0. Then they beat Corbin in the second round, 30-28. And then in the regional championship game, knocked off Johnson County by a final score of 30-12. That was how they got here. We'll give you the way Crosby got here. Another flag and another false start on Pulaski. Northern Pulaski's had the ball for most of this first quarter, 1 minute and 20 seconds. They've had 3 penalties. They've had a touchdown called back on the opening play of the ball game. Crosby, the number 4 seed in Region 2, knocked off Meade County in the opening round, 40-30. Then in the region finals, they knocked off Farnsley by a final score of 38-13 to get to this point. So
Third flag already in this ball game.
For North Pulaski. So it's 2nd down and 24 for the Maroons. They toss, pitch it back to Ware, running right, has room over the 40, the 35, the 30. Breaks a tackle at about the 24-yard line and scampers out of bounds right there. So it'll be 4th down, actually be 3rd and about 6 for Northern Pulaski.
5:03 left to go here in the first quarter of play. William Warfield alongside Double D, Darren Douglas.
It'll be 3rd down and about 7 for Northern Pulaski. Under center is Adams. High formation behind him. He backs up and checks at the line of scrimmage and changes the play, and another false start. I think we had the tight end here on the right side readjust himself.
I just got cold chills. I think the Undertaker's here. Did you hear those bells?
I did.
Sound just like the Undertaker's bells as he comes out to the wrestling ring.
So another penalty on Northern Pulaski moves it back to the 29-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 12 now.
Melissa Burton saying that she's watching the Ware twins via her comfortable couch. She says, "Go Maroons." And then she used our hashtag, White Greer and Maggard Orthodontics. Thank you so much.
Do appreciate it. I formation. They turn to give it off to Ware. Big hole. Inside the 20, the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Maroons.
Well, that was fairly easy right there. That was just
nobody
right on the
touched
money.
him. 29 yards. Ethan Ware goes for the touchdown for Northern, and a 2-point conversion coming now. Shotgun formation. Adams back to throw. Quick slant across the middle, dropped.
That little sliding catch right there. Trying to catch it anyway. That was pretty close.
I had him open, threw it a little low, and he dropped it. So with 4:56 to play in the first quarter, it's Northern Pulaski 6 and Crosby nothing. Back with more here on PrepSpin.com.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
Back at Bryan Station High School as we come back live here in Lexington, Kentucky. Tristan Cox will kick off for Northern Pulaski. Back deep for Crosby is number 5. Winton Johnson and number 3, Brendan Brown. Actually, it's not Brown. Brown's here on the sidelines over here.
Ooh, glad we get to see some of these younger kids before they hit the high school.
I agree. Number 5, Johnson on the return, gets up to the 30-yard line for Crosby. That's where Crosby will take over. 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line.
By the way, that touchdown run of Ian Ware.
Ian Ware, yeah.
Ian Ware.
We are in the United States. For some reason, it's Ian. If you go overseas, a lot of times it's Ian.
Well, listen, that touchdown run is already available. It's an instant highlight here on PrepSpin. So if you check out our PrepSpin YouTube page, you can check that out.
Shotgun formation. The quarterback is number 3, and down goes number 5. That is Johnson. The quarterback is not a big fella. Brendan Brown, number 3. Easy to spot him with the pink spats or pink tape on his shoes. A loss of, make it 6. 2nd and 16 for Crosby. Pistol formation. Brown, the quarterback. Pitches back to Johnson, who has a hole. And he's into the clear. He's at midfield. The 40, the 45. Look at him go. Boy, I tell you what, he got a crease and it was see you later.
He was.
Winton Johnson takes it 75 yards for the Crosby touchdown. And we're knotted at 6 with 3:59 to play.
That was a nice run right there. So we're going to have us a close game in this one, it looks like, Darren, as both teams, they're moving the ball, especially a lot better than the last game that we watched, the last 7th grade game.
He got a nice block on the right side from his tackle over there who sealed the edge, and then it was sayonara, or see you later.
2-point conversion.
2-point conversion, no good.
Nope.
As Brown couldn't find any daylight. So we're barely 3 minutes into this one, and we're all knotted up at 6 between Crosby and Northern Pulaski here in Lexington on PrepSpin.com. Bryan Station High School, the site. Game number 6 of 8 today. 8 semifinal games. 16 teams earned their way here at different divisions in the 8th grade level. 3 different divisions, and the 4 here in the 7th grade. Glass will kick off. Line drive fielded by Ware at the 38. Heads upfield, now off to the left side.
He's got some vision there.
And he goes down the sideline and
blockers.
takes it to the house. 62 yards, and Northern Pulaski, just like that, takes the lead back.
He had blockers, and he had some vision there.
Yep. So a 62-yard kickoff return for Ian Ware. So just like that, as fast as Crosby gets on the board, Northern Pulaski answers back. And that didn't take long. Try 13 seconds. Ware, the wing back to the right. They bring him around in motion. Adams gives it off to the fullback. That is number 22, Tristan Cox, who scores, and it's 14-6 on the 2-point conversion. So 3:45 to play in the first quarter. It's Northern Pulaski 14, Crosby 6. Back with more action from Lexington on PrepSpin.com. Back to action here in Lexington. Northern Pulaski ready to kick it off to Crosby after a 62-yard touchdown kickoff return by Ian Ware. Cox kicks this one off deep to the left side, kicks back here into the receiver's hands on the far side at the 20. And they're bringing it up over there. to the 25-yard line. That was Will Glass on the return. No, it wasn't. I'm sorry. That's Jaden Crane on the return for Crosby.
Score is 14-6 right now. We're working on trying to get our scoreboard data
We
to.
have a scoreboard malfunction on our broadcast right now, so
Wasn't on
bear
the
with us.
broadcast. It's from their controller that's not sending us enough information on time because it's going through the cell towers, unfortunately. No internet in the press box. We're working off hotspots today.
So 14-6 in favor of Northern Pulaski. Well, I tell you what, Crosby's lightning quick. This is Hunter Goundry going around the right side. He's forced out of bounds. Actually, that is Johnson again. So Johnson goes out of bounds at the 38-yard line. So a gain of 13 for Crosby's Johnson. 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. William, we could be in for a shootout with these two.
Very possible.
They pitch it back again to Johnson. He'll stop and go back to the right. He's hit, spins away from him, but is dropped behind the line of scrimmage behind the 30. It'll be a loss of about 10.
Loss about 8 on the play. Ball now spotted at the 30-yard line.
It'll be 2nd down and about 16.
Down around 18-19 to go.
Again, we're still working on our scoreboard feed, so just be patient with us.
2:53 clock running in the first quarter of play. 14-6 Northern Pulaski on top of Crosby. Here's a throw out up in the air. Glass, the intended receiver,
On the play.
and it's incomplete.
Bounce pass intended for number 24, Will Glass. Dropped incomplete.
And
Number
a dangerous throw.
Yeah, it was. Went straight up in the air. Intended for Will Glass, and Glass had to turn into a defensive player.
13 for Crosby.
It'll be 3rd down and long for Crosby. They pitch it back to Johnson. He's going to throw it now, pull it down. It has some room here on the near side, but a nice open field tackle for Northern Pulaski by
Number 30, Austin Mankin.
Austin Mankin for Northern Pulaski. It'll be 4th and long for Crosby.
For Crosby.
There we go. We got our scoreboard back up for everybody.
Okay. It'll be 4th down and about 20. This one's going to hit on the punt at the 49-yard line and make a left turn and go out of bounds right there. Donovan Ford, the punter for Crosby. A minute 52 to play in this first quarter of action in game number 5 for the 7th grade semifinal game. The winner takes on Bowling Green. We have 2 more games to go after this one. Coming up around 5:30, it'll be the 8th grade Division I semifinals. Game 1 of that one, Bowling Green and Union. And the nightcap, Johnson County and Meade County. Ware runs left, has an alley down the left side. He's at the 30, cuts it back in and breaks the tackle to 20, breaks the tackle to 15, loses the football. And I think he got it back on it. As he fell right on top of the football. It'll be 1st and goal for Northern Pulaski. Johnson created the fumble, but The lucky bounce bounced right back into the hands of Ian Ware. So it'll be first and goal at the 4.
Gonna move the chains.
As we're inside a minute and a half of this one in the first quarter of action in what has been a long day with 2 more to go. They turn, they give it off to, I believe that's Ware.
Go ahead.
Actually, yeah, I believe that's Ware again. I think it's Ethan Ware this time. Nope, Ian Ware this time for the touchdown. A 4-yard carry, and it's 20-6 Northern Pulaski.
That's them Ware boys that Miss Burton was talking about.
Ethan Ware's number 38. Ian Ware's 36. Shotgun formation. They turn, give it off to Cox on the counter action in the backfield. 22-6 now in favor of Northern Pulaski here in the first quarter with 1:09 to play in the opening quarter of action. Back with more here in Lexington of the Kentucky Middle School State Football Association's state playoffs on PrepSpin.
I'm Marcy Ansley, Executive Director at Lexington Hearing and Speech Center. We've grown into a statewide organization to help children and adults with communication disorders, both hearing and speech. Traditional Bank has been part of our team since we were in the little buildings over on Ashland. We wouldn't be in this building today if it wasn't for their support. I think what makes our banking experience unique is outstanding customer service that we get. They have become part of our family. They have become part of our finance team. Traditional Bank is passionate about what they do.
Back to Bryan Station High School here in Lexington. Darren Douglas, William Warfield, Aaron Rose. Bringing you all the action of the middle school state playoffs here in Lexington. Semifinals today. Finals will be tomorrow in 4 different classes. Division 1, 2, and 3 for the 8th grade. And the 7th grade state championship game tomorrow. Game times for those in case you're just joining us. We'll get underway with game number 1 at
12,
noon.
1:30, 3.
12, 2, 4, and 6.
Oh, okay. 12, 2, 4, and 6.
Yeah, makes it easy on us. We have a little time between games, hopefully. Here's a kick on the ground, picked up by one of the up men for Crosby. Gets it up over the 40 to the 44-yard line. Looks to be number 34, Jaden Crane, I think.
On the carry for Crosby. On the return, Ball brought out to the Crosby 44-yard line, where they will take over 1st and 10.
1st and 10 coming up here.
Yep, so 1st and 10 for Crosby.
Oh, that almost lost the camera there with that wind.
There comes the wind. Well, hold on to it. They pitch it back to Johnson. He's rolling right, still in trouble. Cuts it up over the 40 and is knocked out of bounds. And we're in a late flag coming up.
I
And
think they're saying he was already out of bounds or it was a high hit.
either that or head-to-head, helmet-to-helmet.
Doesn't look like helmet to helmet to me.
I didn't think so either, but you never know. That's on number 36. I believe that's on Ian Ware for Northern Pulaski.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, called against Northern, a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
So it gives Crosby a first down at the Northern
I like
44-yard line.
I like Crosby's uniforms. It kind of reminds me of Spider-Man.
Oh. First and 10. I don't know what to say about that, William. You caught me off guard with that comment.
Well, what you think?
Oh, well, yeah, maybe. The little man is dropped for a loss. Brendan Brown. The quarterback looked downfield, couldn't find anybody open, decided to roll a little bit to his right. And Ethan Ware in pursuit of him, brought him down for a loss of 6. It'll be second down 16 from midfield for Crosby.
I don't even see how little number 3 there, the quarterback for Crosby, I don't see how he sees over the line.
Little fella. That's the end of the first quarter of action here in Lexington. Northern Pulaski leads Crosby 22-6. We'll be back with the second quarter here on PrepSpin.com.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Back at Bryan Station High School, Lexington. Second quarter about ready to get underway here. Crosby in the red helmets with the blue shirts and pants. Here's a pass complete to Johnson at the 50. And he's going to be dropped right where he stood.
I'll tell you what, these Pulaski County kids, they'll make the tackles, but then they'll be the first one to help the kid up that they just tackled. And you got to like that, good sportsmanship.
Oh, yeah.
Class act.
I believe it was Ware on the tackle. That might be Ethan Ware, number 36 or 38, excuse me. It'll be third and about 16. Straight ahead give to number 21. That is Donovan Ford. He may have a yard.
That was a hurtful yard.
Uh-huh.
He's down.
Well, that's what you don't do. You don't run straight up and down in the middle of the... But actually, the guy shaking up is number 57, Harrison Tace.
Pulaski's got a lot of size on their team for a 7th grade team, man.
They do.
There's some monsters on that team right there. Must be the lake.
So it'll be third and 16 for Crosby. I don't know, but they... Rolling big down there, I know that.
I tell you, that area down there is pretty this time of year.
Very pretty.
I mean, it's pretty all the time, but especially this time of the year.
4th and 16. Whistle and a delay of game. Holy smokes. We got through 4 games with not a ton of flags. The last 2 so far. In this one, a ton of yellow on the field.
Well, fans, if you need braces, there's only one place to go, and that is White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics. You can check them out at WGMortho.com and tell them you heard about them here on PrepSpin.
Brown in trouble again. He's just pushed down from behind.
Look, there's the push, and the young man's trying to help him up.
By number 38, Ethan Ware. Turnover on downs. Northern Pulaski will take over.
Ball will be spotted at the Crosby 39-yard line, where Northern will take over 1st and 10.
So we got a timeout called here by Crosby, Darren.
Timeout. Crosby will be back here in Lexington with 5:35 to play in the first half. It's Northern Pulaski 22, Crosby 6 on PrepSpin.com. back here at Bryan Station High School. Score 22, Northern Pulaski, 6 for Crosby. The Maroons will have the ball at the Crosby 39-yard line, 1st and 10. Adams throws it out in the flat to Cox, wide open. He'll get inside the 30, and a nice job of
that was a good catch.
Running after the catch by Cox.
Yeah, that was a good catch right there because he had to basically get that pretty close to the turf.
Yeah.
Pass is complete to number 22, Tristan Cox. From number 9.
Cox rumbles inside the 25 to the 22-yard line.
Move the chains. That pass is
Pulaski just too big and quick right now.
Gain of 21 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Maroons at the 22 of Crosby.
And quite frankly, Pulaski's got about 20 more guys on the sideline than Crosby does.
Adams. So throw out here to the near side to number
It's 13.
13. That's Jacob Shepard. And he'll go in easily for the touchdown. And lead it now 28-6. And Crosby, I know, had more than the numbers they have on their roster here in Lexington. But, boy, this is just one of those games where no matter how much heart your ball club has, they're just outmatched right now. 28-6. Northern, they line up in the I formation. They turn, they give it off to, nope, fake it. Adams rolls right, looks in trouble, can't get free, and it's going to be called intentional grounding. The 2-point conversion, no good. So with 5:17 to play in the first half, it's Northern 28, Crosby 6 on PrepSpin.com.
There's something special in the air at the University of Louisville. Investment and constant progress are helping today's students and faculty unleash their potential, discover new answers, open more doors, give back to others, see new worlds, and become champions in everything they do. Now, more than ever, it's a great time to be a Louisville Cardinal.
Northern Pulaski on top of Crosby here in this 7th grade semifinal showdown. The winner of this game will take on Bowling Green tomorrow afternoon, the 7th grade championship game at 4 o'clock. We also have 2 other games decided already for the championship round tomorrow afternoon beginning at noon. It'll be Belfry taking on South Oldham. And at 2 o'clock or thereabouts, it'll be Pikeville taking on Christian Academy of Louisville. Bowling Green 7th grade team awaits the winner of this one.
Number 22, Tristan Cox, set to kick off.
So Tristan Cox will kick off. And this one's going to be kicked here to the near side. It drops dead at the 32-yard line. Nice job by Johnson hustling up to cover it for Crosby. I would say that looked like my wedge game out of the bunker. Nah. I don't even have that much spin on it. I'm lucky to just get it to get out of the bunker.
I wonder why you old guys always refer to golf.
Because it's an old guy sport for the most part when you get older and you play for fun. Just tell you that truth. And what do you mean old guys?
You're an old guy, man.
I'm not an old guy. I'm getting
Talking
better.
about golf, bro.
I'm getting better with age. Low snap picked up by Brown. He's in trouble inside the 35, the 25, and he's dropped.
We call you Bagger Vance.
Bagger Vance, thank you very much.
Big loss.
On the tackle for Northern
Bring up 2nd down and long.
is number 24, KJ Banks. Number 24 in white. A loss of about 9. It'll be 2nd down and 19.
Looks like we got some, looks like a Ryle Raider fan here is what that logo is.
We do. Their middle school will be in the next game.
Okay.
And a whistle and a delay of game. Wow. I think we had one delay of game in the first 4. And now we have another delay of game for Crosby.
Timeout.
Timeout, Crosby. We'll take it with him. We'll be back in 60 seconds on PrepSpin.com.
All S, all P, all O, R T, S Sports. Pick it up in all sports. Pick it up in all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter. Locally owned and operated since 1972.
Second down and extremely long. Brown bobbles the snap, gets it back on in his hands, and scampers across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Third and long coming up for Crosby.
Well, started out good for both teams. Both teams were able to score, Darren, and then it's been all Pulaski ever since. Northern Pulaski, that is.
Right.
Number 5, Witten Johnson on the carry. He's brought down by number 30.
Witten Johnson on the carry, brought down by the middle of that Northern defensive line. Ethan Ware gets up off the bottom of it for North Pulaski. 3:45 clock running here in the first half. 28-6, Northern Pulaski. Fielded and dropped at the 45 and recovered back out around the 48 by number 1, Drew Polston for Northern Pulaski. It'll be 1st and 10 for Northern Pulaski at the Crosby 48-yard line. Adams throws across the middle and dropped.
I don't think Ian saw it coming. He just kind of felt it as it hit him.
Yeah. Had a lot of heat on the throw there from Adams. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
It's getting cloudy, my friend, out here. It's getting real cloudy.
You'll be all right. It's a little water. I love it when I come back with something and William just gets real quiet. Adams rolling right, has a man open, hits him at the 39. He circles back around, breaks the tackle at the 40, and gets inside the 35 to about the 31-yard line.
Speaking of that, Darren, I saw you out here earlier.
Yes, sir.
And I noticed that you were looking up into the sky and you had your mouth open trying to catch some of that rain that was falling.
Negatory.
Everybody up here was saying, man, Darren's a caveman.
Nice. First down for Northern. They swing it out here in the flat on the swing pass to Ware. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Northern Pulaski.
Can't deny it. Adams to Ware.
They're going to call that a pass, but I thought Ware was really a little bit behind Adams, which would make it a lateral, which would make it a run instead of a pass. But we'll see what they say on the official. Well, I'll see what they say on the official stats. The official score: 34-6 now. Northern Pulaski in total control of this one.
Looks like Aaron Rose, our producer today, clipping that out for us. That'd be instant highlight. I like that instant highlight stuff, Darren. That's pretty good stuff, isn't it?
Well, if I could see it without this headache right now, I'd be okay. Adams throws out in the flat. Wide open is number 13, Jacob Shepard. So the 2-point conversion is good.
Pulaski.
And with 3:01 to play in the first half, it's Northern Pulaski 36, Crosby 6.
Hey, listen, if they score again and they hold Crosby scoreless, we're going to have a running clock in this one.
Yep. So here we go to the kickoff, and we'll be back with that on PrepSpin.com.
I'm Marcy Ansley, Executive Director at Lexington Hearing and Speech Center. We've grown into a statewide organization to help children and adults with communication disorders, both hearing and speech. Traditional Bank has been part of our team since we were in the little buildings over on Ashland. We wouldn't be in this building today if it wasn't for their support. I think what makes our banking experience unique is outstanding customer service that we get. They have become part of our family. They have become part of our finance team. Traditional Bank is passionate about what they do.
We return here to Bryan Station High School. William Warfield alongside Double D, Darren Douglas, and the man they call Tiny, which is Aaron Rose. And Aaron producing for us today. Darren with the play-by-play, and I'm just kind of filling in here, doing a little camera work and color commentating. But, Darren, you got the play call.
Tristan Cox will kick off. This one, again, will be kicked over here to the near side, and we have a flag on the play off sides coming up on the Maroons on the far side of the field.
This wouldn't be a game without a flag.
Whoa. Well, we've had too many in the last game and a half so far. 3:01 to play. 36-6 Northern Pulaski on top of Crosby. Northern Pulaski, of course, out of Somerset. And Crosby out of Louisville, the side of Louisville that feeds, for the most part, one of the high school, Louisville Eastern.
Tomorrow's Championship Sunday, my friend.
Yep, Championship Sunday. Hopefully we, here in the area, if you're a Wildcat fan, you're celebrating a Kentucky victory over Tennessee at the 35. The 25. This is Johnson. Breaks a tackle into the open field. Has room out here. 50. Still dancing around, looking for more room. Cuts it back inside and gets to the 41.
Not a bad run at all.
I tell you what,
say.
Winton Johnson, when he gets to the high school level, is going to be a player to watch.
If he grows a little bit.
Yeah, if he grows. I'm sure he's going to hit a growth spurt. Just don't know when. That's the problem.
Thing. Crosby is outnumbered right now, and they're outsized big time.
Big time, out across the board. 1st and 10 for Crosby from the Northern Pulaski 41.
But you know what they say, and we said it earlier in one of the other games, is you can't tackle what you can't catch, and that's something that Crosby has in favor of them right now, is they are a quick team.
They have speed.
But so does Pulaski.
Brown up under center. He pitches back between Johnson
and he's just going to get
and Ford. I don't know who that pitch was for, but a loss of about 8, make it 11.
Just a miscommunication, and big 84 for Pulaski came in there and just hammered them down.
You said 84, or was that 94?
Maybe 90. Yeah, it's 94.
94. Zach Huff for Northern Pulaski.
It's those jerseys on Pulaski now. The numbers, some of them when they look folded,
that's because they're too far. Yeah, they're so big. They're down in the waistline of the player, and it's tough to see. Second down and 20 for Crosby. And again, we're going to call a timeout.
Timeout call on the field. Timeout, Crosby.
So timeout Crosby will take it with him with 2 minutes exactly left in the first half on PrepSpin.com.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
There's something special in the air at the University of Louisville. Investment and constant progress are helping today's students and faculty unleash their potential, discover new answers, open more doors, give back to others, see new worlds, and become champions in everything they do. Now, more than ever, it's a great time to be a Louisville Cardinal.
Crosby with a second down and 20 from their own 49-yard line. They trail it 36-6. Brown back to throw. He throws it up looking for Johnson. Caught it between two Pulaski defenders, and he gets inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. Brendan Brown with a complete pass looking for Winton Johnson, and Johnson between two Northern Pulaski players had it hit his chest, bounce up, and he was able to corral it and catch the football for a first down at the Northern Pulaski 29. A minute 45, clock running here in the first half. So Crosby with a big gainer on second down and 20 of 22. And a whistle and a stoppage of play, and maybe illegal. Nope, offsides against Northern Pulaski.
Offsides called against Northern, a 5-yard penalty. Going to move the ball up to the...
So it'll be 1st and 5 now for Crosby from the Northern Pulaski 24-yard line. Low snap, Brown corrals it. Tries to make the best of things and gets to the 23, maybe the 22.
There's a lot of the Ryle Raider fans coming in here.
A gain of 2. It'll be second down and 3 for Crosby. We're under a minute to play here in the first half of action from Lexington.
Uh-oh. Ball's on the
Ball on
turf.
the ground again. Fumbled by Brown.
Fumble on the play is recovered by Crosby.
And Crosby covers the loose ball. So now they'll have 3rd and 5. Actually make it 3rd and 7. On a loss of about 3. So Brown in the pistol. Another low snap. Brown picks it up, looks down the middle of the field, and it's broken up.
Incomplete pass on the play. Number 3, Brendan Brown's pass is intended for number 5, Quentin Johnson. Pass was broken up. Defensive coverage by number 36, Ian Ware.
Ian Ware on the coverage for Northern Pulaski with 16 and a half seconds to play in the first half of action. Northern Pulaski trying to move on to tomorrow's championship game opposite the Bowling Green. Shotgun formation. Brown back to throw. Steps up in the pocket, lets it go, and it's intercepted.
Yep. Oh, he might run this back. He's got some blockers
Northern
here.
Pulaski. This is number 13, Jacob Shepard. He's at the 40.
He doesn't
the
need
30,
it.
20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Northern.
That was just nothing but speed, my friend.
42-6 now in favor of
And that puts
Northern Pulaski.
Puts us at the running clock, Darren.
Yep, when we start the second half.
Yep.
So as time expired, Northern Pulaski will get a chance to go for 2. They lead at 42-6 over Crosby. And Crosby, just game as they are, just undersized and overmatched. So the Maroons will break the huddle, send it wide out to the right side. Double tight end. Actually go power eye in the backfield. Adams turns, gives it to Ware. He'll walk in for the 2-point conversion. So we go to the halftime with Northern Pulaski on top of Crosby, 44-6. Back with the second half after this timeout message on PrepSpin.com.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
Back here on PrepSpin.com, Aaron Rose alongside William Warfield. Mr. Darren Douglas taking a quick break. And, William, it's been all wear.
It wear, like Ms. Burton said, wear everywhere.
Absolutely. You know, looking at the average on the runs for Ethan Ware, he is netted 91 yards, has 1 touchdown, 41 yards. Is his long and averaged 30.3 yards. Caleb Adams, 4 out of 5 on passing, 87 yards, 2 touchdowns. His long is 32. And receiving-wise, Ethan Ware, 32 yards, 1 TD. Jacob Shepard also has a touchdown, a receiving touchdown, not to mention his interception return a little bit earlier. So it's been all North Pulaski here.
All North Pulaski, and they're certainly a great team. They're coached very well. They're very respectable. Mm-hmm. They continue to show great sportsmanship down there on the field. Mm-hmm. And that's a contributed to the coach there.
Your score at halftime: 44 North Pulaski, Crosby 6. First downs, North Pulaski has 6, Crosby has 4. Rushes, 5 rushes for North Pulaski at 102 yards. 15 for Crosby, 37 yards. North Pulaski nets 87 yards, Crosby with 22. Oh, wow. Huh. That's pretty cool.
It's Google drones, my friend.
Yeah. The Google's going to Louisville, huh?
Google's going to Louisville, and it won't be long before they come here,
which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And back to the stats. I love how you just
distract me. Sorry, I'm sitting here looking at Twitter. By the way, tweet us, folks, at PrepSpin.
And hashtag WGM Ortho. We want to thank our sponsors, Greer and Maggard Orthodontics. I can't talk today. That's why I'm producing, not calling play-by-play. But we want to thank them. They are our title sponsor. And just make sure that if you do tweet us, give us that hashtag WGM Ortho, and we'll be sure to get everything out there as much as we can. Our first game with Belfry earlier, they are tweeting us left and right.
Yeah. Yep.
So make sure you get your tweets out. But we are just a couple minutes away here from the start of the second half, in which we'll be going to a running clock. Don't forget, later on tonight, or here in just a little bit, we're going to have 8th grade D1 action. Bowling Green takes on the Union Raiders, and Johnson County takes on Meade County. Those are going to be your nightcap games this evening. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with the second half of action here on PrepSpin.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 Great Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
I'm Marcy Ansley, Executive Director at Lexington Hearing and Speech Center. We've grown into a statewide organization to help children and adults with communication disorders, both hearing and speech. Traditional Bank has been part of our team since we were in the little buildings over on Ashland. We wouldn't be in this building today if it wasn't for their support. I think what makes our banking experience unique is outstanding customer service that we get. They have become part of our family. They have become part of our finance team. Traditional Bank is passionate about what they do.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Back to Bryan Station High School. Both teams warming up in this one.
Well, as soon as the whistle blows to get this one underway after that kickoff, Darren, we're going to have a running clock on here.
And that's because of the 36-point rule, up 38 here at the halftime. Northern Pulaski on top of CROSBY, 44-6. So they were given some updates of some scores, and former number 1 NAIA football Lindsey Wilson, number 8 ranked right now, losing right now to Campbellsville 26-14.
Yes, sir.
And I was worried about my Georgetown Tigers. They are off this week.
I think they're off every week now lately.
Well, they have been. They started 0-4. They have won 4 in a row, however. And they will be at the University of the Cumberlands next week, and they'll finish up on the road at Pikeville. So,
Pikeville.
yeah, I've never known Georgetown to have 6 road games in a year. Only 4 at home. They finished back in the middle of October, their home slate. Northern Pulaski only had the ball 3 minutes and 50 seconds in the first half. Wow. Crosby will be in the red helmets with the blue pants and the red jerseys. Winton Johnson back deep for Crosby. And they kick it out of bounds here on the near side. No, picked up by number 21, Donovan Ford for Crosby.
Number 40, Trey Price, ends up picking off for Northern. Number 21, Donovan Ford, on the return for Crosby.
They've done that same move about 6 or 7 times here this afternoon in Lexington, and really hadn't confused Crosby much at all, William, on that kickoff move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Crosby's probably expecting it. See, Crosby just needs some feel-good points up on the board right now.
Yep. They fake it as Johnson's the quarterback. He hits Brown here on the little curl route. I was
going to say the young man got hit pretty hard, but he got the ball off.
Yeah, and Brown was the quarterback in the first half, makes a nice catch along the sideline, steps out of bounds at the 48-yard line of Crosby. A gain of 7 will be second down and a long 3. Johnson angles off to the left side, and in pursuit is a couple of Maroons. He spins away, gets inside the 50 to about the 44-yard line. A gain of about 7. It'll be 1st and 10 for Crosby at the Northern Pulaski 44-yard line. Tackle out there by number 1, Drew Polston for the Maroons, who lead it 44-6. We're under 5 to play. Running clock here in this one. Johnson rolls right. Still rolling. Still rolling. In trouble. Throws it. Incomplete.
The incomplete pass on the play. Number 5, Wynn Johnson's pass is intended for number 21, Donovan Ford. Falls incomplete. Number 9, Kayla Adams.
It'll be second down and 10 for Crosby.
On the pressure for Northern. That incompletion will bring up second down, 10 to go.
.419 clock running here in the third quarter. As Johnson's in the pistol formation. Pressure coming from the right side of the Northern Pulaski defense, and Johnson, I should say, gets down to about the 44, back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be third down and 10.
Got it down low. It was a tackle by the ankles there. Kind of wrapped up the bottom of the leg. And
Official spotting of the ball says it's a loss of 1.
Loss of 1 on the play, so it'll be 3rd and 11, actually. Johnson with number 34. I think it's Crane behind him. Johnson straight up the middle, inside the 45, back to the original line of scrimmage, the 44, to be 4th and 10.
Gain of 1. Brings it back to the original line of scrimmage. He's brought down by number 30, Austin Mankin of Northern.
Austin Mankin on the tackle for Northern. Shotgun snap to Johnson. Looks down the field. He has a man open. That is Pierce Humpick for Crosby, and Humpick catches the football and moves it inside the 15 to about the 11-yard line. Actually, they're going to put it at the 12. Crosby with a first down with 2.5 minutes to play and the clock running.
Now remember, even if they score and it gets under 36, it still goes, right?
Right. It's when it hits, it doesn't matter if they get it underneath there or not.
These people wearing these shorts out here are driving me nuts, man.
I was going to say, they have no. And then here's the kicker. He's got a hoodie on and gloves.
Yeah, and wearing shorts.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. Offsides, Northern Pulaski, so Crosby gets a free 5. It'll bring 1st and 5 at the Northern Pulaski 7-yard line.
Northern 7-yard line, first down, 5 to go.
They turn. This is Johnson. Gets to the 6. That's all. 2nd and 4. Found out why the public address announcer announced that Lindsey Wilson Campbellsville game. He's a student at Campbellsville. Makes sense.
The Tigers, right?
Yeah, Campbellsville Tigers, the Maroon ones.
You know who went down there to Campbellsville was Hagen Tyler of Boyle County.
Okay.
He originally committed to Northern Kentucky. Well, they ended up getting a new coach up there, so he transferred over to Campbellsville.
Northern Kentucky has a football team now? Or
No, basketball.
Basketball, okay.
Basketball.
You have to be.
I said Boyle County. You should know who Hagen Tyler is.
No. They get it inside. This is Johnson. Gets down to about the 5. He's going to be a couple of yards short. 3rd and about 2 for Crosby. Tells you how fast this game goes with the running clock. We're under a minute here in the 3rd.
Game about 2 on the play.
Next up, the Division I, 8th grade, semifinals. Bowling Green and UNK. Yeah, I had a hiccup right there in the middle of it. Wow. I've had everything happen. I've gotten tongue-tied. I've gotten lost in what I was saying in the middle of a sentence. I even hyperventilated. I have never had a hiccup till just then. Johnson going to the right side, rolling, in trouble, throws back across the middle, and almost picked off, and then almost on the deflection.
Number 5, Wynton Johnson's pass is
Humpick almost caught it. Well, they said Brendan Brown, but Humpick was the guy who had the best shot at it for Crosby. That's the end of the 3rd quarter of play here in Lexington. It's Northern Pulaski 44, Crosby 6. Back with the 4th quarter of action in Lexington. The Kentucky Middle School State Football Championships on PrepSpin.com.
What if you could do all your banking without ever having to run to your bank? What if you could do your banking from any stadium or city in the country? It doesn't matter who you are or what you do. With traditional banks, online and mobile banking, it couldn't be more simple. My life moves pretty fast, and Traditional Bank's team protects me while I do what I do best, at home or away. Way to go, Traditional Bank. You scored again. Traditional Bank's online and mobile banking. Winners at home and on the road.
Traditional Bank.
Quarter about to begin here in Lexington, where Northern Pulaski, the Maroons, lead Crosby by a score of 44-6. Again, you can tweet us at PrepSpin. That's tweeting us at PrepSpin. You can ask us any question you want. You can tweet us your best tailgate recipes. You can even talk football. You can talk anything you want, but the only thing I'm going to clarify here, no politics, period.
Family friendly here.
Yeah, I'm done with politics for this till February. They throw out to Brendan Brown. Unfortunately, Brown a little bit shorter than the guy that was covering him out there. Looked like to be number 21, Jackson Whitaker.
That's a turnover on downs, so Pulaski.
Actually, number 13 is Jacob Shepard. So Northern Pulaski will get the football back with 6:35 clock running on the running clock.
First and 10.
So Northern Pulaski will enter the offense for the first time here in the second half. And again, the Division I semifinal games coming up. First off, Union against Bowling Green in the nightcap, Johnson County and Meade County. Adams turns, gives it off to Cox. Breaks the tackle at the 15, gets it out over the 30 to the 20 to the 21-yard line. A gain of 16. It'll be 1st and 10 for Northern Pulaski. We continue to roll the clock here. Gave him 17. I gave him the 22. So 1st and 10 for Northern Pulaski as we're under 5.5 to go. Clock running here in Lexington.
Still on his feet, still
on
moving.
his feet. That's Cox again. Actually, number 30, Jonathan Woods.
Number 21, Donovan Ford of Crosby. Gain of 4 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down, 6 to go.
2nd and 6 for Northern Pulaski. I think the new quarterback in the game is Drew Polston, if I'm not mistaken. Give it off to number 39. That is Clayton Harness. He's dropped in the backfield for a loss. On the tackle for Crosby was Will Glass. Actually gave him the original line of scrimmage back at the 22-yard line. So it's 3rd down 10 for Northern Pulaski. Swinging out here in the flats. This is Ware. Cuts it back in the middle of the field. Dropped at the 28-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 6. It'll be 4th down and about 4 for Northern Pulaski.
Gain of 6 on the play. That'll bring up 4th down, 4 to go.
So Polston brings up the Maroons. We have running backs in both. Split in the backfield. They bring him now to the slot receiver.
Crosby off sides there.
Crosby jumps off sides.
On the play. Offsides called against Crosby. A 5-yard penalty yardage. The result of another Northern 1st down.
It'll be an automatic 1st down for Northern Pulaski. 2.5 to play in this one.
Ball now spotted on the 34-yard line, 1st and 10.
They'll give it off to Woods.
Goes to number 30, Austin Bankin.
Actually, it's Austin Mencken, number 30.
Brought down by number 50, Keegan Sawyer.
Keegan Sawyer on the stop for Crosby.
Gain of 3, 2nd down, 7 to go.
Give Menkins 3 with Polston rolling left. Runs out of bounds. Loss of a couple for Northern Pulaski.
2, back to the original line of scrimmage, 3rd down, 10 to go.
3rd and 10 now for the Maroons as we're under 1:45 to play in the ball game. It'll be Northern Pulaski and Bowling Green for the 7th grade championship tomorrow afternoon around 4 o'clock.
Ooh, you can almost say that's a battle of, the Martha Lane Collins bypass now? Is that what it is?
No, I have no idea. Here's a long touchdown run coming from Austin Mackin for Northern Pulaski. No flags on the play. He'll go 67 yards for the touchdown for the Maroons, and it's now 50-6.
Well, you know how you got the Bluegrass Parkway running through
Woodford, Anderson,
yeah, well,
all the way down that way.
Pulaski's got a parkway that runs through from Somerset there all the way to Bowling Green that hits I-65.
Is that's the Western Kentucky Parkway?
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So
now it may have a name to it now other than that.
I was thinking Martha Lane College.
No, that's the Martha Lane Collins Bluegrass Parkway.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. That might be. I don't know.
I'm not going to
go out on the limb and say, here's a toss back to a new running back in the lineup for Northern Pulaski. Looks to be number 48, Michael Kraft. And with 1 minute 14 seconds to play in the ball game, it's Crosby trailing big to Northern Pulaski 50-6. Back with more here on PrepSpin.com.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's is a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
Back at Bryan Station High School, 1 minute 14 seconds is all that remains of this one. North Pulaski will move on to tomorrow's 7th grade championship game to take on Bowling Green. And the kick goes out of bounds. It'll be 1st and 10 for Crosby. I'm just going through my rosters here, guys. Northern Pulaski has 3 jersey colors: white, maroon, and I came across a black. Would you say there's a little money flowing through that school system? 1 minute 5 seconds to play. Everybody says we have it running through the school system I'm associated with, but guess what? It's spent mostly on the iPads. We'll leave that alone. 45 seconds, clock running. Johnson at quarterback. Back to throw. Steps up in the pocket, comes to the left side. He's at the 35, the 40. Midfield. Almost got through a tackle by Drew Polston. But a first down for Crosby at the 39-yard line of Northern Pulaski. Johnson. Back to throw. Rolling right. Throws it up in the air looking for Brown. Brown goes up and gets it. The little man climbed the ladder to get it at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for Crosby from the Northern Pulaski 20. Crosby going to try to get a playoff here with 4 seconds. 3 seconds. They do. Johnson back to throw. Looking for Brown again. Over his head and incomplete. That's the ball game, though. Northern Pulaski will move on to the 7th grade state championship game tomorrow at 4 o'clock against the Purples of Bowling Green. 2 more to go. The 8th grade Division I state semifinals coming up. Union and Bowling Green. They played a heck of a game at the 7th grade level a year ago. Stay tuned here on PrepSpin.com.